Okay, so today we're going to be working on activity page 302, creating unity. You can find that in your textbook. We are going to create a window display, so we're going to pretend that you've been hired to create a window display for maybe a gift shop that sells many unrelated items. So think of about a store maybe in downtown or even a Trico, place like that, but you're trying to sell some items and you need to create a display. You're going to use magazines. You're going to cut out about 15 photographs of unrelated objects of merchandise that you want to display. You're going to use a pencil. You're going to draw the window and design your display. You'll need to bring back some of that one-point perspective that we talked about earlier in the year, and then you will glue your items to your display. These are the materials that you're going to need: an 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper, which is just simply your the computer paper that I have available to you on the desk, some scissors, a glue stick, a magazine's pencils. You may actually need some color pencils if you'd like to color your display. That is up to you. You need to be thinking about the principles of art that we talked about yesterday, about emphasis. How can I create that? How can I create harmony? And the whole lesson is about unity. How do I take all of these unrelated items and unify them into a cohesive window? There's lots of variety, but how do I take that variety and make it all look like it's supposed to be together? So this is how we're going to start. You need to have your items ready. You're going to have a piece of your white computer paper. It's on my table. And we need to create a back wall, a ceiling, a floor, and 2 side walls. So this is how we're going to do it. First, we're going to create our rectangle in the back. So you're going to line your ruler up here at the top, and we always measure twice, cut once. So I'm going to have you make a little dash mark at the 3 and a little dash mark at the 6. Then I would like you to slide your ruler down, line it back up the edge of your paper. Make sure it's on this is your constant, your ruler. You need to make sure you line it up in the same spot every time. And then I'm going to put another mark at the 3 and another mark at the 6. And I'm going to draw a line lightly across here. I don't need to go from end to end. I just need to go somewhere in here. I won't need all those lines. And connect those lines that I made. They should run through each other. So that would be the top of my wall and the bottom of my wall. Now I'm going to go from this side, and you can line them up on those lines you already made if you'd like. Make sure your 0 is lined up on the edge of your paper. And I'd like you to put a little vertical dash mark at the 4 and the 8, and then go up here, line it back up at the edge of your paper, and put a little dash mark at the 4 and the 8. And then you will line these up like so. And you can get rid of all of this that you don't need. So draw lightly. You don't need to draw very dark. I'm probably drawing darker than I need to because I need y'all to see it. I need to find the very center of my wall, and so I'm going to go from corner to corner of the rectangle I just made. I'm going to put a little line here in the middle, and I'm going to go from this corner out this way, from this corner up this way. If your ruler's not long enough, line it back up. Okay, it probably will not go right off the corners of your actual paper, and that's absolutely fine. I need to go from corner here to corner here, and draw your little mark, and then go off this way. And you can see how that one really doesn't go off the corners of the paper. It's off, and that is fine. But what you've done is find the center of your back wall here, and where those 2 lines cross right here, that is your vanishing point. And for our purposes today, that is eye level. So now I have my room, my window. and I want to start laying things in as they would go in order. So the first thing I want to do is maybe put a floor or a carpet in. I'm going to do both. I'm going to lay a carpet in or a floor in. I'm going to turn my ruler and I'm going to make little dash marks down here at the bottom at 1 inch all the way across, just like this. And then I'm going to take those little marks and I'm going to line my ruler up with my vanishing point and my mark, and I'm going to draw my line all the way to the bottom of that wall. And I can make this into a checkerboard floor. I can make this into a wood floor. There's lots of possibilities. And you see how the lines change in relationship to where they are to your vanishing point. They're going to swing around. And they get smaller as they go back. See, the spacing is smaller as it goes back. Then I'm going to, let's say I'm going to make a wood floor. I'm going to lay my ruler down. I want to make sure that it is parallel to the bottom of my paper, and I'm going to go every other one. Skip a plank, skip a plank, skip a plank, like that. Then I'm just going to put my ruler up on this one. I'm going to line it up with the line I already made, and then I'm going to offset it. This would be like an alternating rhythm that we've already discussed in class, and you have something that looks like that. So your planks are offset. You can make your lines go all the way across if you like, and then you could maybe do a checkerboard floor if you'd like to do that. I've already had one student do that. And then you could checkerboard your floor. Your lines will get closer together as they go back to your vanishing point. They seem like they get closer together, and that makes more sense. Here. And then you could checkerboard it. I could go ahead and lay a carpet in here. I could have a square carpet, and I would just fit it into maybe this little section here and use the lines I already have. I can erase this, and then I could put a design in for my carpet here. Put little fringes on it if I want to, all these things. I could put little designs in it, whatever I want to do. Okay? If I wanted it to be an oval carpet or a circular one, I would just cut these edges off here, and I can make it look more circular. All little tricks of using your perspective. So once I get my floor laid in, I would want to add some display furniture. So I'm going to put a big shelf over here. I'm going to make sure I'm using the edge of my paper, my constant. I'm going to make sure that my ruler is parallel. I can measure it, but I'm just going to eyeball it today. And I need to make sure it's parallel to the edge of my paper. And then I'm going to draw my line up, away from my wall just a little bit, and then I'm just going to use the width of this ruler because it's easy, and I'm going to make the side of my display case. The top of it will be parallel to the top edge of my paper and the bottom edge of my paper, and so now I have the side of a bookcase or a display shelf. From each of these points I need to go to my vanishing point, and I'm going to make my display case go all the way to the other side of the wall here. If you want to keep your lines fairly light so that you can erase. Okay. Now it just looks like a big box, and I want to make it into a shelf. You see that the side here is above the vanishing point, so I will not see the top of this because it's higher than my eye level. Now I want to make some shelves. So my shelves are going to have to go, I have a thickness, not just one line. I need to swing it down from my vanishing point, and I need to make 2 lines. And I want 2 shelves. It's lining up to my vanishing point. There we go. And then from this point here, I will go back, and it will be parallel to this line here, and it's going to go back. And now I have some shelves that I can put some of my merchandise on. And I think my bottom needs a thickness too, since it's made out of wood. Let's give that a thickness, and then we will make that go back as well. So I actually have the bottom, a middle shelf, a top shelf, and I can display stuff on the top of that. If you would like to, you can make some ovals, and they make some really nice little cylinder displays. Make an oval, go straight down. These lines should be parallel, and it's going to be parallel with the side of my paper. And when I make the bottom of my cylinder, it has to have the same degree of curve as this part does. And then I can erase whatever is behind or underneath. So that is how you start to build your little display window. As they go farther back, they should get smaller, because it's all an illusion. Once you get it how you want it, you can color it. That color might be your unifier. So let's pretend that this is a Mother's Day display. What is your mom, what are we trying to say? I'm going to hang a little sign from my ceiling that overlaps this, because it's a display window. I'm trying to advertise. And I can come up with a slogan if I want. What your mom needs. I hope she doesn't need some of the things I have, because I've picked out some, I don't know, maybe she needs a purse. I can put it down here. Maybe she needs to eat healthier. There's some watermelon. Ooh, maybe she wants a new watch. But I don't know if your mom really wants, I already have a pre-cut table. Toilet paper, that was a hot commodity last year. Maybe she needs that. Maybe she needs some Aleve for the headache you give her right there. Or you want her to make you a sandwich. Or you need her to wash your clothes. I don't know if I do that to her on Mother's Day. But that's how you could incorporate all of these things. Here's a new pair of shoes. Maybe she needs to get in shape. And that's how you would create your window display. We will work on this today, and you will work on it tomorrow, and it will be due on Thursday for a grade.